All right, what's up, bitch ass motherfuckers? So I just got out of seeing The Flash, and this is gonna be my motherfucking review. By the way, I had a very, very interesting conversation yesterday with, let's just say, an old friend. And it kind of ended with this person saying, I think we live in two completely different universes. You think? You think? Oh, fucking Lord Jesus Christ. All right, The Flash. What did I think of it? Well, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. If I was going to rank the DC movies that have been done so far, I would put Zack Snyder's Justice League at number 1, Man of Steel at number 2, Wonder Woman at number 3, Aquaman maybe, or maybe The Flash. Then Batman vs. Superman, the Ultimate Edition, and then whatever the fucking Suicide Squad bullshit was. Any of those bullshit ass. No, actually, the second Suicide Squad was pretty good. Yeah, that's got to go up in the list. So, let me say this. These are my negatives, okay? The CGI, the VFX are spotty. I think when it comes to the Speed Force and the lightning, it's great. But when it comes to certain scenes where they're, how should I put this? I'm not going to spoil anything, but when I say the baby scene, oh my God, so fake. So fake. They didn't look like real babies. They looked like doll babies that you would buy in a store. That's how bad that was, you know? And there's a couple other ones where they were trying with faces and shit where it wasn't the actual person. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a couple scenes where it's like, nah, I don't really think that was I don't think that was that person because, well, a couple of them are dead. So. But anywho, yeah, the VFX, that was a big killer in certain scenes. You know what I mean? The baby scene would have been awesome if they got the babies right, but don't worry, you don't know what the baby scene is, so don't worry about it. Other negatives, I don't know. I thought that, there's some mixed. I have some mixed feelings about certain things, but like well, I don't know. When people say the post-credit scene, I don't know if they're talking about the post-credit scene or the pre-credit scene at the end. The pre-credit scene was awesome. It was like, oh shit, the rumors were true. Things I really liked, and let me get it right out of the way that I can separate the art from the artist. I have no problem doing that. Ezra Miller's a creepy weirdo. I understand that. He put hands on a woman, which it wasn't my woman because that dude still still has 2 lungs. He still has the capacity to breathe air, so it wasn't my woman. Man, don't be throwing chairs at women, dude. Get some help. You know? Plus he's into all this fucking I'm non-binary shit. But whatever, who cares? I can separate the art from the artist. I thought he did decent. He's basically playing 2 versions of himself. That's not a spoiler. You can see it in the fucking trailers. A younger version of himself and an older version of himself. And the interplay there is kind of interesting. Although the younger version does get kind of annoying, but then the older version at a certain point breaks it off on dude. And you can see that it's like they're the same person, but it's almost like they're brothers, if that makes any sense, because there's an age difference there. So, I love the new suit. I love the flash ring, the way they incorporated that. I love the fucking VFX when it came to the lightning, the Speed Force, the way they portrayed the Speed Force is kind of like this is not really a spoiler, but they run to a point, and when they stop, they're like in a council. But instead of it being, it's like a big circle, but instead of it being like people sitting down, it's like timelines, like alternate interactions within a very short period of time. So you can jump to any one of those. I thought that was awesome. Back to negatives for a second. Who was the bad guy in this movie? I mean, you could say it was Barry himself, and that's not a spoiler. There is that. I mean, that's not really a spoiler because he's the one that created this problem. But if you've seen the Flash TV show, you know what it is. It's the Flashpoint paradox. He goes back to save his mom. Although in this movie, they don't really say that it was the Reverse Flash that did it, which I thought was interesting. They kind of made it seem like it was random. Meaning his mom getting killed. When everybody knows it was Eobard Thawne. Come on, man. We all know that. Super positive on Supergirl. Super positive on Supergirl. Although there was a point in the movie where something happened to her that I just didn't make sense. But that's going to be major spoilers if I bring that up. So, but as far as like, dude, she's badass. She's fucking badass. Think Clark Kent without the fucking restraints. Think Kal-El without like having that, you know, human upbringing. Dude, she's a boss, dude. But yeah, there really is no actual bad. I mean, I guess you could say there is, but there isn't. I mean, of course, Zod is a bad guy, but he's just a consequence of Barry's mistakes. So, what else should I say about this? I mean, it's enjoyable. I got an $8 ticket because I went early. I went at like 10 o'clock. It's a theater like almost walking distance from where I live. Well, it ain't walking distance. It's actually in the same shopping center I work at. So this is like 2 doors down, actually. But they always play classic movies. It's kind of like more of an artsy-fartsy type movie theater. So it's like, you know, to put the arm things down. I felt like I was benching 150, dude. It's like, it was heavy, dude. I'm like, am I getting older? These fuckers creaky and old as fucking. Like, I'm breaking off some fucking lacquer on them motherfuckers, dude. I don't know. But yeah, so that's my review. If I would say, yeah, it's worth a, well, you know what they say, it's worth a matinee. That's one, I think that's Double Toasted, how they rank movies. I mean, if you can get a cheap ticket, yeah, see it. Now, see, the thing is, I'm not watching Across the Spider-Verse in theaters, and let me tell you why. Because from what I hear, there are so many cameos that you cannot fucking catch it in one viewing. And if I want to see that, I want to see that on IMAX. You know what I'm saying? If I go to the theater, that's $15 a fucking pop. You know what I mean? Times 3. And my daughter never goes, but like my son, my wife, and me. That's $45 before we even sit down and have a fucking meal. And then they always get popcorn and sodas and shit. That's another fucking $35 right there. You get a small popcorn and a small soda. That's $35, dude. You think I'm fucking around, but it ain't far off, dude. It ain't far off. And they always try to upsell you. Well, you know, for just $2 more, you get twice as much popcorn. Yeah. And if I bring in a pre-cooked bag of Pop Secret, I ain't paying shit, motherfucker. But so no, I'm gonna wait till it comes out on digital, the Spider-Verse one. But as far as the Flash, dude, yeah, I mean, it's worth a view. I mean, it's enjoyable. Is it super great? No, not really. Although I do think they did a lot of things, like they learned from the TV show insofar as like what kind of powers Barry actually has. So I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a couple of really cool ones, including one where I saw him do it, and I'm like, wait a minute, why don't you just do that all the time? Why don't you just do that all the motherfucking time? But yeah, that's my review. Fucking 9 minutes on a review. It's a C. It's not a must see, but it's a C. It's a watch if you got time and money.